Good morning, everyone.
Up and down while that song's going.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torpy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torpy.
We got Greg and Sheila Fossen who are producing this. We got Stephan Anthony who will do our reading and our affirmations. And we have the lovely, the magnificent Mindy who's going to be doing our music. So we're going to start out with prayer and evocation. If you would, just join me. When we meet in that oneness and the allness, the isness of the universe, and realize that it is only one life, one perfect expression of life, one creator. As I know this perfect emanation of God lives and dwells in my being, I know it lives and dwells in each person tuned in today, that each one has come here to receive exactly what they need, and that the fulfillment of this service is already done in the mind of God. It expresses in joy and upliftment and inspiration.
Yes.
And everything unfolds in its perfection.
Yes.
And so for this and so much more, I'm eternally grateful. Grateful for these lovely people who are helping make this service unfold in its glory. Grateful for everybody who's tuned in today. Grateful for life. Grateful to know that this word is complete, fulfilled, and now expressing in our experience. And so I say thank you. I let it be. I let it go. And I allow it to be. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Yay.
All right. You got a song for us, Mindy?
I do. You know, recently I have found that acceptance has been a big help in my life with all the things that transpire and what I'm able to control and what I'm not. And really, it's all up to my attitude and my spiritual fitness is dictates everything. So this is a John Lennon tune that we all know, and I love everything about it. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Sing it with me. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be, yes. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Now listen, when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary calls to me, speaking words of wisdom. Here we go. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be.
That was so good. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We're going to do some announcements and we'll get back to you in a few minutes for another song. Thank you.
So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Check out our website at cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us to get yourself added to the email list. You can go to prayer requests and affirmations to request a prayer, and also the affirmations and an additional affirmative prayer are listed on the website every week. And they're listed for several months as well. So there's lots and lots of good information out there. There's a blog from Reverend Mike. Well, there's lots of blogs from Reverend Michael out there. So check it out. So we just started the foundations class. So if that's something you've been really wanting to do, we've had the first week, but it's not too late to join. So we'd love to have you. Check us out on the website. You can email us at info@cslnorthmetro.org. Today's title is Ebb and Flow. Our guest artist is Mindy Sterling, which you've heard from already. Thank you so much. And our reading, which you'll hear in a minute, is This Thing Called Life by Ernest Holmes.
Great title.
Ebb and Flow?
No, This Thing Called Life.
Oh, This Thing Called Life. Okay. Is it time to hear from Mindy again?
No.
It's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. Sorry, Stephan.
Go ahead, what?
This is Stephan Anthony, who's going to do the affirmations which he reads and the reading from This Thing Called Life.
I'm just wondering what's going on with my hair. It's weird. Okay, go ahead, Stephan.
We're going to be quiet now so you can read.
As soon as the affirmations are up, I'll read them. There they are. This week's affirmations. The vast allness of the universe supports every aspect of my being. Every moment is perfect, and I live fully present in it. There is one life, and we are all a beautiful and complete part of it. My mind and heart are always open to the divine pathway before me. I cultivate a peace and harmony that flows through me into the world. I fully live the life God wants to express as me, and so it is. And the reading, as Reverend Valerie showed, is from This Thing Called Life by Ernest Holmes. Asking and receiving are merely two ends of one law. When you ask for something, that is, when you affirm the presence of your desire, for this is the most effective method of asking, you should believe that the desire is already an accomplished fact. It is taking form on the invisible plane. And if you have absolute faith and conviction that this is the truth, then you will be certain to experience the result of your desire. The law of life is the law of goodness, and if you use it in a harmful way, your use of it will hurt you. This is the only limitation the law seems to have, and it is not a limitation at all. Rather, it is complete protection. But if there is no malice in your heart toward anyone, if you are permitting love to emanate from you and goodwill towards all, if you sincerely desire the good of all, please remember that you have every right to include yourself. You are the one person living who is intimately acquainted with yourself. You are the one to whom yourself is the most important. This is not self-conceit, it is the logical self-justification. You exist that this power may have another, a unique outlet for its expression. The more life you express, the more of it flows through you. Therefore, every legitimate desire you have is the pushing of this power through you into its own self-expression. In this way, you are in partnership with the infinite.
Oh,
Thanks,
so
Stephan.
beautiful. Thank you.
A lot of wisdom in that.
Yeah. And if I didn't mention that Stephan writes those affirmations every week, I really want to acknowledge that he writes those affirmations every week.
And a prayer.
And a prayer. And it's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Sure, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, now we got some more music from Mindy.
Mindy. Yay.
As soon as you come up, we'll let you do your thing.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. I was recently with a friend who had a very serious accident, and I was there to give her some love and some experience of strength and hope. And I asked her about her core, her faith, what it is that she leans on, and what that was made of. And it's something that I turn to all the time. And I believe that this song, even though it was written by Simon and Garfunkel, is very, very attributable to the way that we can lean on Spirit, the way that we can go to that partnership, that co-pilot inside of us and say, I can't and you can, please help me, is the way it articulates for me. So I just love this song. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Or if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay down.
Really good. Thank you so much.
And of course, you were referring to Spirit in that song.
Absolutely. Spirit will lay down for you and lift you up and take you up into a place you never even imagined if you allow it.
All the time, all the time.
Every single time.
Thank you
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Mindy.
Yeah.
See you in a few. Oh, that song really touched me.
No, that's good.
My mother is coming to live with us, and that song had a lot of significance. The words that we're saying brought a cheerful presence in my heart. Speaking of cheerful presence, our talk this week is called ebb and flow. And if you think about it, just about everything has an ebb and flow. And as Ernest Holmes said, it's just one thing. He referred to receiving and giving, and that is one thing. Mm-hmm. And most everything that has an ebb and flow, the ebb and flow is just one thing. You can apply it to any principle, any spiritual principle, like say giving. Mm-hmm. If you give to what you love, then that love will give back to you. Mm-hmm. And that ebb and flow is just one thing happening. And it's true for the sunset and the sunrise, us going to sleep, us waking up, our breath. We breathe in, we breathe out, we breathe in, we breathe out. Mm-hmm. And when you think about what the heart does, it contracts and expands, pumping that life force through our body. So the ebb and flow of life is an important thing to consider and to keep in your thoughts when you're going through something. What is the ebb and flow that is taking place in that moment? I had a client a number of years ago, and he had his own business, and the business had a fluctuation to it. In other words, there were some times where he'd be really busy, and there were times where nothing was happening. He was between jobs, but he would always get so worried that something wouldn't come to him, that the ebb and flow wouldn't last. And so we worked on that for quite a long time. And he'd get a job, and I wouldn't see him for a while, and he'd come back, and he'd be right back in the worry. Am I going to get another job? Is it going to happen? And it always happened, but there was this one time that I didn't hear from him for a long time. And I always guided him to meditate and to try to embrace that you're always God supplies you with everything you need, and you need not worry because you're always taken care of. So I hadn't heard him for a long time, and finally I get this one call from him, and he says, "You won't believe what happened to me." I said, "I think I will, but go ahead and tell me about it." He said, "Well, I went through one of the longest dry periods that I've ever experienced, and I was in worry. And I didn't want to call you because I wanted to do this on my own. I wanted to just embrace that I'm always taken care of. So I was meditating, and this one time in meditation, something popped in me. And I remember the story you told me about surfers. And all of a sudden, I felt free. My worries were over. I didn't care that it was been a long time since I had a job, and I knew that something was going to come to me. I mean, it was so clear to me. And he said, a few hours later, I get this call from a friend who said, I was thinking about you today. This person came to me and needed something that you could provide. So I gave him your name and number. And he said, a couple hours later, I get this call, and this guy gives me a job. And his business is in the same building as my business. So that breakthrough was so amazing for him. And I want to tell you what I told him about this surfing thing. There was a short period in my life where I got into surfing. And it was like, I think the sophomore year in high school. And because I lived near the beach, so I'd go out and watch people surfing. I always wished I could do that. So I just decided one day I'm going to do that. So I got into the whole surfing life. And surfing is, it's a good way of explaining the good of life, because surfing, you go out on your board and you're waiting for the right wave, the ebb and flow of the ocean, in and out, in and out. And there's a lot of people who get excited and don't wait, don't be guided to catch the wave. They just jump on a wave, and sometimes they can't even get a ride, or they can't even stand up on their board. And there are other times where you wait patiently, knowing that it is so that you will intuit the right time to hop on that board and take off and ride life for everything it's worth. And this story really emanated to him because he had surfed when he was young too. So the moment that he remembered, and it had been a long time since I told that story. He was one of my clients for 3 or 4 years, and so for him to have sat and did all the work on embracing the ebb and flow in his life was a big thing for him. I mean, it was a very big thing. That's a very big thing for us all. We all have those moments where we're caught up in something and we think it has power over us. It can control us, and it's not true, because there's an ebb and flow to life. There's a period of time where you're in the waiting period, and there's a period of time where you're expressing that which has been given to you, and it's glorious. So I invite you to look at your life now and really see where the ebb and flow is, and where you need to embrace the ebb and flow, to know that beyond anything you may be thinking, anything that may be challenging you, there's an ebb and flow, and whatever you're caught up in now will go away and it'll flow into something greater and grander. We experience that here in this country, the ebb and flow of what? Of the not so good times into the good times. We can apply it to our life, we can apply it to our country, we can apply it to anything, because the truth of the matter is we come here to experience the ebb and flow of life and all the glory it has to give to us. All right?
So we do, and I was just thinking about that in terms of when we get stuck in our thoughts, we can keep that ebb for a lot longer, because things happen in our lives. Like, we don't just come here and live just happy all of the time, which some of us think that's how we should. And I know for myself, the times where I'm learning and growing are the times that I would call the hard times. They're the times that something is happening that I wouldn't necessarily have chosen for myself. And those are the times that I grew. Those are the times when I'm able to expand myself. Ernest Holmes reminds us that living spirit is at the center of our being always, and that things come and things go, and we can speed our recovery, not from the thing that happened, but from where we are with it, with our thoughts and with our faith and with our praying, with our affirmations, because things do happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like the pandemic has happened, and we are all in the place that we're at. And for myself, I have the choice of sinking into depression, or why can't I, or I should be able to, or many things. And I'm sure you can add all of your own thoughts around that. Or I can be grateful for what I do have. And I can be grateful that we do live in Colorado. It does get really cold here. And when the sun is shining, even if it's just 40 degrees out, it's a pretty nice day and we can be outside. So there are always things to affirm and things to be grateful for. And so one of the other things I was thinking about was winter used to be a time of everybody just kind of almost hibernating. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you're inside, the food's all been gathered and we've stored it for the winter, and now we can just relax, and we can have that downtime until the weather gets nicer again, and then it's time to plant. And we live in this world now where we live in heated homes and we have automobiles to drive, and so we never have that downtime like our ancestors have had. We're just busy all the time, unless we create that time for ourselves, unless we create that time in meditation, in prayer, in the space where we're not busy, which is a really hard thing for me, because I'm always busy. There are always things to do. And so I have to remind myself that life is about being and doing, and being and doing.
Ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow. And mine has a tendency to be doing and 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 being and doing and doing and doing and doing. So I'm learning in this time where I can't do all the things I would do, although it seems to me that with all the Zoom and all the other things, it's like we went to an ordination yesterday morning on Zoom that we would not have been able to attend before. But there's so many things like that now that we're doing the panels for new ministers and the panels for new practitioners and panels for ordination and ordinations and all these things that are now online and now on Zoom that everybody can attend, which is an amazing benefit. It's more fun, I think, to do things in person. And it's amazing that we're able to all still connect like we are today. If we didn't have this amazing technology, we wouldn't be connecting every Sunday. And so this just reminds me to invite you to the Zoom meeting afterwards so we really can take that time to connect. So you'll see the link to that as we get on. Do you have something you want to say?
Nope.
Okay, so.
Yeah, what is my hair doing? It's driving me crazy.
You need to quit that.
I need a haircut.
Okay, so you do need a haircut. So
I'm not ebb and flowing up here. It's
concentrate on what you want. You're distracting me. So we have been cleaning. We're sorting and getting rid of. And Reverend Michael already said his mother is coming to live with us, and the space that she's going to be in is now our meditation room, which is very, very full of things that we really, really love. And so we're allowing that which we no longer need to go on to somebody else. And so I found this thing I had written a while ago where I said to myself, when I'm feeling annoyance, that allows me to learn patience. When I'm feeling abandoned, that allows me to find my strength. When I'm feeling anger, that allows me to find forgiveness. When I'm feeling someone having power over me, that allows me to stand up in my own power and bites me. When I'm feeling I'm going to use the word hate. It's usually not that strong, but dislike, criticism, it allows me to find that place of unconditional love. When I'm feeling fear, that allows me to find my courage. When I'm being controlling, that allows me to let go. And so always, everything that's going on, we can use it as a place to learn and grow and command. I can even catch myself right in the middle of a controlling statement where something used to have to be exactly like I wanted it, because of course I'm the only one who knows how things should be. And I can catch myself and go, oh, am I doing it? No, then I probably don't need to control it, and it's really going to be okay. And it is okay. I get to learn how to be still and busy. I get to learn how to let go of thinking everything ought to go just the way I think it should all the time. I get to recognize when I'm feeling criticism or dislike and find the love. And Ernest Holmes tells us, I really like this. This is from this thing called You. Our bowl of acceptance must be held up so that it may be filled by the outpouring of spirit. Whatever we can inwardly conceive, we may outwardly experience. The external is merely a reflection of the internal. Cultivate a habit of acceptance. And he says, our prayers, to be effective, must be affirmations formulated in our mind to produce an actual, you can't read my writing, acceptance of the good despite and even before we have experienced that particular good. So what he's talking about is in the middle of the negative thoughts that we're having, we have the power to affirm the good. We have the power to change the circumstance. We have the power to recognize that the basic teaching is spirit is absolute love. Spirit is, I know I've told this before, but I like to think about like the Princess Bride when the farm boy would say to the young woman who was a star and ended up being the princess, everything she would command him to do, he would say, as you wish. And so that's an easy way for me to understand that every thought I have, Spirit is saying, as you wish. And so if I'm thinking about something that I don't want, Spirit is saying, as you wish. If I'm thinking of something that I do want, Spirit is saying, as you wish. So in the middle of thinking about what I don't want, or complaining about what I don't want, or worrying about what I don't want, I have the power, as soon as I get the presence, I have the power to shift that into what I do want so that I'm bringing more and more and more of what I do want into my life. And I know I say this often, but this is really important. We don't have to get to 100% of positive thoughts. We just have to get that 51% positive thoughts. We can all do that. We can all negate that thought with a positive one. Every time we catch ourselves having a negative thought, we can replace it with a positive one. We can replace it with what we do want. We can replace it with what we can do. We can replace it with what's good in our lives. Sometimes it's just, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful sky. Look at the sun shining. Look at how beautiful it is outside. Oh, sometimes the sunset here is like just so glorious. We can tell from in the house that we have to go outside to see that glorious sunset because we can tell from the light in the house. There are always glorious things going on. And I'm not saying that there aren't things that we can't change, that we need to change. There are, and we have the power to do it. And the more of us that concentrate our thoughts on what we do want to create, about what we do want to create in our life, what we want to create in our families, what we want to create in our neighborhoods, what we want to create in our community, what we want to create in our country, what we want to create on the planet, the more of us that do that, the faster we're going to create it.
And there's an ebb and flow with negative thinking and positive thinking. Not all negative thinking is a bad thing, because we get these negative thoughts to show us something about ourselves that needs to be changed. So if I'm worried, like we've both been kind of worried about bringing my mom into the house because she's going to make this flight while being on hospice, and we have to conduct this whole thing and make it happen, and that can bring some negative thoughts to your mind. I'll admit it has brought some to my mind, and there's where my work lies.
Right.
There's where I need to focus on what these thoughts are telling me about myself.
Right.
Which is, I can't do it. I don't think I'm enough. I don't think I can make it through this. And they're all just false. They're all just images that are my worries.
Yeah.
And my worries are real, but they're not realistic.
Well, they might even be realistic. And this is a thing we're going to do, and it's a thing we're going to do step by step by step by step. Like, one of my biggest concerns was she's mobile, but I suspect she uses a walker. And I suspect by the time we get her to the airport and on the plane and off the plane and drive home and get her into our house, that she'll be exhausted, and the bedroom's upstairs. And so I was just really thinking about, how are we going to get her upstairs? She can't sleep downstairs. There's not any space for that. And I just like being with that. And then I'm like, oh, we should just check on one of those chairlift things. And so that's what we're going to do. And then, it'd probably be nicer if we had a bedroom downstairs, so we don't have a bedroom downstairs. So now we have a solution of how she's going to be mobile, because I was worried about that too. I'm concerned that I don't want somebody just living in a bedroom. I want her sharing our home. And so that really solved that one. And I know that there are those things for everything that comes up for us. And if we didn't have the thought, we wouldn't have the solution.
For every, what's that song?
Oh, it's right here. This was the first thing I thought of when I got the title. It's the turn, turn, turn song. For every season, turn, turn, turn. For everything, turn, turn, turn. There's a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. So it goes on.
Yeah. So that really, it's interesting that came through you because of what we are going through with my mother coming. It just, everything comes to you that you need when you just put yourself into it. When you allow yourself to enter your fears and your angst and all that stuff, you just allow to feel it and experience it and be with it, and things will come to you, like put up a stair elevator or this song that comes to you. Everything is provided as long as you can stay centered, stay open, and allow the flow to ebb and tide through you. Yeah. The negative things, the positive things, that it's just ebbing and flowing through you, knowing that it's all okay. Mm-hmm. It's all perfectly okay. You got anything else?
I think that might be complete.
I'd like to do a little guided thing right now.
Okay.
So if you would, close your eyes. Clear your mind. Open your heart. Feel your body where you're sitting. Notice any places where you need some love, and just shine your light on those places. And continue to empty. And allow yourself to imagine something you want to shift in your life, where there seems to be an ebb, but no flow. Mm. And just allow yourself to be with it. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just focus in on where is the flow needed? Where is the flow in my life and my experience needed? And allow that to take you wherever it wants to take you. Spiritually, physically, mentally. And embrace that. Embrace the flow that is closer than your hands and feet, nearer than your breath. Mm-hmm. And allow it to bring forth what it is you need to know in this moment. Where can I ignite the ebb and flow in my life? What do I need to change? What do I need to be? What can I let go of? Mm-hmm. and just sit and bask in the nothingness and the everythingness, the isness, and know that you're safe. Mm-hmm. And so I declare right here and right now my knowingness that there's only one, mm-hmm. one perfect expression of life, one creator, one joyful place for all to live and have their being. We call it God. It goes by many names, but there's just this one presence that is constantly giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving its love to us, receiving its love from us. And it's perfect, it's whole, it's complete. It's right here, right now, as my life, as Reverend Valerie's life, as Greg and Sheila's life, as Mindy's life, as Stephan's life, as the life of each and every individual that is tuned in to us right here and right now. And the life of every being that has ever been or ever will be. Mm-hmm. And so I speak my word, declaring for anybody that is going through any challenge, that you're guided and directed to your perfect outcome. Your desires are manifesting right here and right now, knowing that you clear away anything that's prohibiting your good to come through you, yes. And you just let it go. Yes. Open to that acceptive place within you, knowing that as you release, you increase. Yes. And so I bless this planet. I bless our country. I bless our new president and vice president and all those people that have been appointed to his cabinet and all those people that are working with him. I bless them knowing that they make the right decisions, that we solve those things that need to be solved. I bless each and every person that's listening in today, shining my light, knowing that you are so valuable and so needed at this time and space. I bless this individual by the name of Gail, knowing peace for her, knowing that she receives exactly what she needs to receive to find the self-love that is calling her. I know that this word fulfills itself, so I pass it to Valerie.
In absolute gratitude, I recognize that each one of us is absolutely divinely protected, divinely guided, that we know peace and love and truth and harmony and joy and radiant health.
Yes.
And oneness with the one power and the one life, oneness with all that is, oneness, one with each person we come in contact with, one with everyone and everything on the planet, one with the one love, the one life, the one power. And so I know that as we understand that truth about ourselves, that absolute perfection, that divine perfection that is our very lives, I know that we are able to release all that no longer serves us, all of the worry, all of the fear, all of the concerns and problems, and just focus on knowing that the answers are there. That as we just make a tiny little space, the answers will come.
Yes.
That this spirit is absolute love. It is enveloping each one of us in that love, in that peace, in that space, in that oneness, in that wholeness, in that allness. I know that for each one of us.
Yes.
I know it for all of those who've asked for prayer. I know it for Tyler. I know it for Kim. I know I'm forgetting some people. Oh, I know for Arica and everyone else who's asked us for prayer. I know that oneness. I know that allness. I know that divine guidance is right here, right now, yes. Allowing for us to all release all of our cares and all of our worries and step into that oneness and step into that wholeness and step into that allness and that absolute divine love that is at the very core of our being, that absolute intelligence that breathes our breath and beats our heart and thinks our thoughts. And I know that oneness for all of us. And that this is a world that works for everyone, that we're moving in that space where we understand that we are one with everyone. And so everything that we do impacts not only ourselves, but it impacts everyone else too. So every kind thought impacts everyone. And so I'm so grateful to know this truth, this oneness, this allness, grateful to know this word is done in the mind of God. It's done right here and right now. It cannot come back void. It is manifesting right here and right now. And so in absolute gratitude, knowing it is done, knowing it is complete, knowing that there's nothing more for me to do, I simply release it. I release it into the good. I release it into the spirit of love. I release it into the action of the law, knowing that it is done, knowing that it's manifesting right here and right now. And so I simply release this word. I let it go. I allow it to be. And together we say,
and so
it is. Amen. I forget all the other ones. And woohoo!
Yes.
Yay.
Mindy has dropped off the broadcast, so we might as well go right into the conscious gifting.
And hopefully she'll be back.
Hopefully she'll be back.
Well, that'll be good. Thank you. Okay. So.
And I want to commend you on the great job you guys do in handling this.
Yes. Yes, I appreciate you so much for so many things. This is just one of the many, many things we appreciate you for. So thank you. Thank you for the gift of you in our lives and in our center.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
And the same to you.
Okay, so here's the basket.
Here's the basket that's going to be filled with your gifts of love and appreciation. And we do ask you to consider to give in any way you can. Your love and your appreciation must come from your heart. So tap into it and see if there's a space that you can open up and give to this wonderful thing we call the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro.
And the easiest way is on the website, but there are also Venmo and some other things that you can do. But CSL North Metro is probably the easiest way.
Yeah, or this thing up in the corner.
Yeah, that's Venmo.
That Venmo thing.
Yeah.
So I ask you to shine your light towards this basket, seeing it as a receptor of the good that you have to give. And I ask you to repeat after me. I give thanks to the Almighty God.
I give thanks to the Almighty God
for all its goodness in my life.
For all its goodness in my life.
I give from my heart.
I give from my heart.
Knowing that this gift goes out into the world.
Knowing this gift goes out into the world.
Touches many lives.
Touches many lives.
Uplifts many people.
Uplifts many people.
And brings grace and joy to the world.
And brings grace and joy to the world.
For this and so much more.
For this and so much more.
I say thank you.
I say thank you.
And let it be.
And let it be.
And so it is.
So it is. So we should go ahead and talk about the Zoom meeting right afterwards, and hope that Mindy makes it back. And if she doesn't, then we'll see her next time she comes. So if you look at the comments, there's a link to the Zoom meeting afterwards. So we take that time to do what we used to do around the table and having snacks on a Zoom call, where we can share our aha moments and check in and see each other's wonderful faces and have community afterwards. So we invite you to join us. So I'm guessing Mindy's not back.
Seems that way.
It seems that way.
Do you have a song you want to sing?
We could sing turn, but I don't think I could do it very well without accompaniment.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. Let the Spirit run my life. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yay!
Now you know we're not singers. Well, it could be, but it's usually I have some accompaniment. So yay! All right. So You guys have anything you want to say?
Give us just a minute, and the link will be in the comments
For the
Okay.
Zoom meeting.
for the Zoom meeting. But
Okay.
yeah, looking forward to talk to you in the Zoom meeting.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're in this time of challenges and upliftment and everything that's taken place. And one of them is we lose a musician.
Yeah.
But she'll be back in a month, and she'll probably have a lot of great songs. And we thank her for hanging in there and trying the best she could.
Yep.
Yeah.
We send our
Some
love
kind of
to-
technical difficulty.
Yep.
Yeah. And it happens on national TV too.
I know.
Yep.
When we first started, I was kind of thinking we had to do it perfectly. And then I'm watching what happens on national TV, and they lose people, and sometimes it's garbled, and sometimes they have to change what they're doing. And sometimes you can't. Yeah. And so kind of is what it is. And I'm really grateful that we have this way to communicate and this way to have a service, because if we weren't able to do these things, then I think we all would really be feeling isolated. And so grateful for the technology that's allowing us to still have community and still be part of community. And
hallelujah, amen.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
It's so great to see you every week and participate in the class on Thursdays. And
oh yeah, talk about
it's
that.
great. So we have so much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the class.
Foundations class. It's just really great.
Yes.
You know, that's a life changer. It really
It
is.
is.
Classes are, but foundations is really powerful.
Yep.
I have Mindy on the phone here.
Mindy's on the phone.
Oh,
Hi, Mindy.
so,
Yeah. I was telling my daughter about the miracles I've had I've taken foundations at least 2 or 3 times. And every time there's a miracle, multitude of miracles. And I was telling her, she's like, I think I'll take it.
that's really good. Me too, because I took it, forever ago. And then once I became a practitioner, I started being the teacher assistant, and then I moved to being the teacher of it. And every single class, no matter how many times I've been present for it, I always learn and grow. So I'm so classes.
Yeah. I swear I got my daughter from it because I wasn't getting pregnant. And then the other thing is our house.
Yeah.
We started really looking at there's possibilities.
Yeah.
And it opened up a multitude of possibilities. We just love the place where we're at.
Yeah. And ours too. We were looking for a place to live at that time when there just wasn't anything. And when we stepped into this place, I could feel it. I could feel that it was our house, and we didn't get it then because there was a contract on it. Only $1,000 or something. $2,000.
Same thing happened with us too. Same thing.
That's strange. Same with us.
Uh-huh.
But it's like there was something in me that knew that was our house.
Valerie said it's ours.
I walked in the door and
I said, okay.
this is it. I could, you can feel it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just love your yard.
So Mindy did call, and she actually switched computers, and she's trying to get in again.
Oh.
But she said it's all good. So
should we give her a minute?
Yeah, maybe give her a minute. See if she pops in here. We'll get another song or two.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So isn't that funny? We had the same experience with our house.
Yeah, we just happened to see this house right in the middle of somebody had pulled out and they were wanting to make some kind of a different deal, and they didn't accept it. So we walked in and they said, it's open now.
Open. Yeah, we slipped right in there.
Yeah. So we ended up paying a little more than we had first offered. And then we were here when the inspector happened, and the owners came in, and they're like, so we were coming out of an apartment because we moved here, and they were moving into an apartment because they were building a house. And they said, people at work tell us we should not move that refrigerator. Would you like it?
Yeah, nice.
We were looking at the refrigerators and how much it was going to cost us. And so it was like just a $3,000 gift, which was, I think, more than we had to raise our price. So, it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
So The party's over.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Maybe we can go through a benediction and
Yeah.
that'll help her pop back in again. If so, we'll add her to the stream.
Okay.
Why don't you benedict us out?
So just once again, taking that time to close our eyes, to breathe in that spirit, to breathe in that life, to breathe in that love, to breathe in that truth, and breathe out all of our challenges and problems and troubles, and just be in that space of oneness. I'm absolutely grateful for this day, grateful for this amazing service, grateful to Greg and Sheila and Stephan and Mindy and Reverend Michael and all of the technology that allows us to come here today, and grateful for each one of you who is present here with us today. Grateful to anyone and everyone who sees us later. Grateful to understand the presence of God in our lives and through and as our lives. And as we release the cares and the worries and we just move into that place of acceptance, we just are so divinely guided and so divinely led and so divinely comforted, and so absolutely grateful for this day, grateful for this service, grateful for each and every one of you. I just release this word into the spirit of love, into the action of the law, and together we all say, and so it is. And have a blessed week. We'll see you next week. Bye.